Hello and welcome. I'm Mark McPherson. Welcome to a crash course on how to deal with difficult people and do it effectively, efficiently and ethically. Let's be honest. Not everyone we meet is a delightful character. Some people are actually difficult. Some people are poorly behaved, like this particular lady here. I hope you don't meet too many of these people, because you probably don't, because let's face it, when we go to work, most people are nice. And that's all we want from people. We want people to come to work, do their job, be friendly, be nice. Yeah, someone's birthday, terrific. But then let's just go home. So we're fair and reasonable. People want to work from home, they need to work from home. Nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing more that we like than to have people have a good time at work. Wouldn't you know it? There's a but. The simple reality is this. Some people don't just come to work and do their job and go home. They cause havoc. Some people are gruff. Some people don't seem to pull their weight, and you would say to some people, nice day, good morning. Oh yeah, not bad for a Monday. And they're like this, it ruins your whole week. You just want these people to be pleasant. So just to set the record straight, I've actually documented 52 types of difficult people, and I've got no doubt you'll recognise the lot, and I've got no doubt that you can add a few more. I'm not going to run through the whole lot now. I'm just going to just randomly choose some of those difficult types from my blog. We have the backstabber. We have the narcissist. You'll recognise these people. We have the put-down merchant, and one of the great things about the put-down merchant is they always have this look on their face of, oh, I didn't mean that. Oh, you got out the wrong side of the bed. I wouldn't have said that. And they have this look on their face. You know it. There's the excluder. Now, we always think the excluder is someone who's in the primary school or the school classroom excluding other kids. They actually exist in the workplace. We have the space invader, a polite term perhaps for sexual harassment. We have the bigot, and once again, they don't have bigot written on their forehead. They're just ordinary people who come out with the most amazing things. I'm not racist, but we have people who are too personal. I'm surprised at how many people on the front line of organisations have to deal with people who are too personal. The ones who ask questions like, are you married? Where do you live? Oh, you should be married. Oh, is that an engagement ring? It's none of their business. Now, there's nothing wrong with being friendly. There's nothing wrong with being nice. But the type who just steps over that boundary and starts asking questions which you have to say, none of your business. The demander. It doesn't matter what you say or do. They want it. And they want it now. Thank you very much. The threat maker. Now, the problem with the threat maker is that some of them actually carry through their threats. You do go out and find your tyres slashed. Sorry, I think I'm building a very bad picture of some difficult people. They're lazy. Some people just do not do an honest day's work. And we have one of my favourite friends, the agreement breaker. These are the people who say, I'll have that report done by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Close of business on Friday, it's done. Oh yes, mummy, I most certainly will tidy up my room by the time you come home. And this is what they look like beforehand. They're terrific. But afterwards, they have this look on their face of, oh, you meant 10 o'clock today? No, when you said close of business, Friday, Monday lunchtime, I think, don't you reckon? And did you mean really tidy it up? See, when you said tidy up, I thought you just meant give it a bit of dust over. No. I want it tidied, and I want it tidied properly. So these people cause problems. If they didn't cause problems, we could dismiss them as just silly people, but they don't. They actually cause problems for us. Now, something that most people don't know is that all difficult people actually have three things in common. And this is really, really important. Number one, they break a standard of behaviour. These people fail to get up to a level that we think is satisfactory. Their behaviour is unacceptable. They don't live up to our expectations. So that's the very first thing they do. The second thing they do is they don't show remorse. And if they do show remorse, it's a case of, oh, sorry, you took it the wrong way. It won't happen again. But guess what? The third thing that they do is they repeat the behaviour. Now that's what makes someone difficult. They behave poorly. The second thing they do is they don't show remorse. And then the third thing they do is they repeat the behaviour. That's what differentiates us from these people we call difficult. Here's what we need to do to deal with these people effectively. Number one, we need to nail the violation. Now, I don't really care for Judge Judy all that much, but you know what? She's onto something. She just sticks with the facts. And that's what we need. All we're interested in is simply the facts. It's what the camera saw. That's all we're talking about. Not, oh, you were nasty, you were horrible, you were belligerent. That might be true. But when we're nailing the violation, we want to be very, very specific about people's behaviour. That's the third time, Mr. Jones, that you've used the F word in this conversation. You're smoking, it's very clearly a no smoking zone. Every time, Bill, that Susan gets up to speak at the staff meeting, you do this with your eyes. Okay? That's a fact. And the second thing we need to do when we're nailing the violation is be very clear about why it's a problem. Because if it's not a problem, it's simply just something you don't like. The second thing we need to do is what I call tailor the strategies. Now, I have a list of strategies written out, but we need to tailor them. And what I'm going to go through now is not the actual strategies themselves. I'm just going to go through the headings of these groups of strategies. So the first group, if you're at risk of harm, make safety your priority. It's so obvious, isn't it? You need to get the hell out, as they say. And sometimes you can't do that, you have to call for help. The second thing is use the support available. Now, I'm often surprised at how many people who are dealing with difficult people fail to use the support available. On the other hand, I'm shocked to find out that some people try to use the support available and find it's not actually there. But if there is support available, use it. Sometimes it's in the form of policies and directions and procedures. Other times it's someone who you can actually lean on their shoulder and get some moral support. The third thing is leave them to it. I used to work in the area of alcohol education with teenagers, and I used to say to kids when they'd say, oh, that's a really rough pub, I have a simple attitude to that, or a simple answer: don't go there. Do not go to places where you know there's likely to be trouble. And in the workplace, let's face it, there are certain people sometimes in some workplaces we just don't bother. Oh, they're in the tea room, I won't go in there. It's as simple as that. You do not have to be friends with everybody that you've met in your life. The fourth thing is, in general conversation, be assertive yet diplomatic. Now, what I mean by that is, well, I was working with a council a little while ago, and they had some staff who simply had to give information to people who were sometimes rude. And they wanted to have arguments with them. So what we did was develop some scripts where they could simply say to the people, here's the information, this is what it is, get it over and done with, may I help you with anything else, or is there anything else I can help you with today? That's a script, and they have them. Indirectly shape people's behaviour. We all do it. The kindergarten teacher does it by, you two, you're separated. It's as simple as that. And when I worked for a larger organisation, there were two people who didn't get on, I didn't put them on the same project. And that was as easy as that. Not always possible, I know, but that's what I did. Now, I also have a friend who manages to be able to go to the front counter when there's problems and calm people down. I'm not sure how she does it. She placates people when they're angry and having a bit of a tirade. So there's ways in which you can shape their behaviour without actually confronting them. But having said that, there is a time when you need to directly change people's behaviour. You need to actually say to people, Bill, we don't use that language in this office. When you rolled your eyes when Susan got up to speak, I found that inappropriate in our office. You need to say something to the person. You need to confront them. And lo and behold, if anyone knows me, you know that I like scripts. These are just two. The FEA script. Tell them the facts, explain why it's a problem, and ask, is there something we can do together to solve this problem? There's a limit to how many times you can say to your lovely son who fails to tidy up their room when you've asked them to tidy up. There's a limit to how many times you can put up with it before you have to say, I warned you, you are no longer going out on Saturday night, or whatever it happens to be. And that's bold. That is a tough conversation. To actually say to somebody directly, your behaviour is unsatisfactory. That's hard. So we need to personalise our approach. And the reason being is that we all have our own cultures, and cultures within cultures. The way one person can say something is not the same way someone else can say it. So we need to personalise it. Depending on who we're talking to, who we're talking about, when we're talking to them, and what our relationship is to these people. Perhaps there's somebody inside our family, but if they're not, there could be someone from the workplace or our social club. So we need to tailor and then the strategies and then personalise them to fit our particular way of doing things. If you would like to know more about how to deal with difficult people and do it effectively, efficiently and ethically, please give me a call. There's lots of ways of getting in contact with me. You can go straight to my website, for example, and there's a contact page there. Whatever you're doing, look after yourselves, have a great time, look after your family and friends, and I hope to chat to you soon. All the very best.